Be careful what you wish for. And action!
Frank Coraci, he's wonderful. I like him very much.
I thought it was actually pretty good. I guess somebody's wrong. Hopefully not me.
You know, he's very intelligent, and he's helpful, and he makes an excellent atmosphere.
What? Who? Who that? Who there?
That was the best. I love him. We grew up and, went to college together, did Waterboy with him, Wedding Singer. We get each other. What's going on? We're in sync. We have very similar taste.
You had it like this, and you stop, and then you get nervous, you start going like this or something. Will you stop?
Fatty has arrived.
A similar lack of taste, I should say, and we get along very well. And he's about 5 feet or something, so he's fun to throw around.
Frank is like the Tasmanian devil. It's like, hi, I'm Frank. And the best part about Frank is he's really, really, really positive,
This is my script supervisor, Nancy. Say hello, Nancy. That's all I hear when she talks.
Frank is a kid in a candy store. He's a great director. Fan of his work also. Fan of his entire persona.
Let's see if RoboDog can do it.
So does he shit batteries?
Good dog.
Frank, I think, might be the happiest man I've ever met, whether it's 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 p.m. This guy is just filled with joy.
Happy to be here. It's Monday. How often does that happen in life?
I made it!
I even remember doing the audition, and he was just like, he's got this aura about him. He's just really nice. You can tell he's a good person. He's really caring, and he always makes sure he tells you you're doing well. And he's really funny too.
There's a new nurse in town. You better watch your buns. I got the biggest needle in here.
You're not going anywhere. Hey, the muscle guy's getting a bath from someone else.
I bathed Brian. He's mine.
Oh!
I knew I was in good shape when I showed up to have my meeting with Frank, and he walked in. He's just like the happiest guy you've ever met. I mean, he's just always got a big smile on his face, and he loves what he's doing, and he's happy he's getting to do what he's getting to do. And
I don't care. Next week. Doug. No Doug. No more dogs.
Leave right here again. Fine.
And because he is so good at what he does, he is completely open to suggestions.
Camera.
You can walk up to Frank, you can say, I have this feeling that, what about if you did this? He thinks about it. If it makes sense to him, he'll try it. If not, he'll say thank you and move on.
Never mind. Never mind.
I love Frank. He's fantastic. I mean, he and Adam have obviously been friends for a really long time, and just kind of being part of that little circle, it's just really fun because it shows how long they've known each other. Everybody teases everybody else.
Weirdo freak. Freak is always.
And yet, there's obviously a lot of mutual respect and friendship there and stuff. So it's great.
All right, let's make the movie. Thank you. Thank you. And you and you and you.
That was the last shot of Principal Photography with Adam Sandler. Whee!
And the other thing that happens in this movie, that when I read the script, it was sort of not totally apparent, but we go into the future, which is amazing. So I thought, wow, this is my chance to almost get some cool sci-fi-ish sets in there. And Perry Blake, who's done all my movies, production designer, he was one of the people that said, Frank, you gotta do this movie because we're gonna get to create these amazing worlds.
It's a comedy, but I think that there's a certain universal sort of storytelling that goes deeper. And I think that, you know, my job is a small part of trying to set up this this world and this future world that then allow us to go into it and sort of follow Adam's character and not be too alienated as we go into the future.
You want a friend?
Yeah, I'll be your friend, baby. I'll be your friend. I'll be your
Whoa! So the Bed Bath & Beyond was really a cool thing. We found a location that we liked because it was very sort of monolithic and alone, the way that the building sort of stood there, and we were kind of glow it and make it sort of feel like, you know, kind of otherworldly in a way. And he goes in, and then it's very normal in there, and, you know, all those things that you were used to seeing, the bath items and the beds and all the, you know, comforters and all that. And then there's this door, and then you see the sign Beyond kind of glowing there. We open the door, and I looks down, and he sees sparks, and very mysterious, and he walks down to Morty singing the song. And finally he gets down in this room, and it's a really kind of strange, like a little workroom, but there's things that are really old, and Morty's got these weird glasses we designed that are kind of like they flip up, and you can see his eyes, and he looks really weird.
Something stinks, like stale French fries.
Then Morty takes him back into way beyond. It's just like this warehouse that kind of goes on forever. And there's this big steel, you know, cabinet that he opens up, and there's the remote way up high, and it's sort of glowing sort of mysteriously. We just wanted to sort of take you further deeper into the bowels of, you know, Beyond.
Wow. Where's the box? Does it come with directions?
Not necessary. Just point. Click.
I think what was interesting about this movie is that we go into the future, and we also have little flashbacks to the past. So when we started, we had to have Michael's house, which is really a large part of the movie. And the way that we sort of conceived of the house is that the house was, he's an architect, so he bought kind of a cool, like, 50s house. But it was probably decorated in the 70s. His idea was that eventually he would sort of redo it, and he'd have this really cool house. But since he's a workaholic and he never actually does anything at his home, the house never actually gets any better until he leaves, and then his wife, Donna, kind of cleans out all the stuff that's in there and kind of like redoes it, and you can see, wow, this really was a cool house.
Look how big you got. You're enormous. Look who's talking, Captain Twinkie, the SS fat ass. It's really good for my self-esteem. Maybe if you would take me like to Pilates like you said you would, people wouldn't think I was Rosie O'Donnell. Come on, I love you. Bring me back to Twinkies.
We really contrast his new life to his old life. When you go to Michael's apartment, it's like, you know, slick and shiny, and it's all very unnatural. It's very angular and pointy and sharp.
This is the Manhattan apartment of Michael Newman. He's an architect, so he had to have a really cool place. But yeah, we thought it would be fun to have the ultimate swinging pad. This is what he gives up. It's the family, or it's this. And we have in here a lovely bathroom with views of Manhattan, an infinity bathtub. And I just want you guys to know that when the movie's over, I'm going to have all this delivered to my house here in LA. And I'm going to ship it to New York, and I'm going to live there in this. Hope you like it.
We specifically made it wintertime where you could see, it just felt like it was cold and blue, and it's not like a place you come and chill out. And then he gets in his car and he goes back to his home. Here's his family, here's his kid. It's warm and it's happy, but he's not part of it anymore. And here's this other guy, you know, the Speedo guy, and, you know, he's there now. So he sort of feels like he's a fish out of water because he's still a regular guy. He's still this kind of regular, normal guy, but then he finds himself, you know, every time he fast forwards, he's either in this crazy, like, modern apartment. Next time he goes forward, he's like in the hospital, and it's kind of like trippy, weird, you know, hospital room in the future. And he's always sort of surprised. Even in the end, when he comes to the wedding, it's very ethereal and colorful and beautiful, and it's almost heavenly because he asks to be fast forward to a good time, a good place. So he comes there, and of course, he doesn't even realize it's his own son's wedding. It is sort of almost foretelling of the fact that he's going to die soon because at the wedding he has a heart attack.
Normally you make a comedy and there's not all these elements to this degree, and this is just a huge movie in every aspect, and the production design is a really fun part of it for me.
We are also building right now, we're working with art department and the sculptors and creating futuristic cars where we've gotten new cars from General Motors that we're actually cutting apart and using the chassis and the frames, you know, and motors, everything to completely sculpt and refabricate the whole car for the future. So it's quite a challenge when you just get brand new cars and you say go ahead and cut them to pieces. It's fun.
I'm not making a whole lot of them, but we do have a sort of a minivan of the future, which is a Bill's minivan. And we wanted some kind of just a sort of a people vehicle where you could put, like 6 people in or something like that, but it just wasn't a car. So we made this sort of van-like thing, and the doors kind of move up and slide out like that, and people kind of, it's much more comfortable, like a little living room inside there. So it's kind of oversized.
We're here at Playa Vista Studios today to take you through the design and concept of the cars for the movie Click. We usually start with a concept rendering. After we get the concept drawing, we build the model, and then we blow it up to the full size. We do that by cutting the model up into 2-foot segments, and then we draw the contours or the outside shape, lay that down on graph paper, and then blow it up on bigger graph paper. Then we take our full-size blocks of foam, and every 2 feet we draw the profiles on them. We cut our foam up, and then we set it all out very carefully and start to sculpt it. Take it from a rough stage down to a more finished and very sexy curves. And then we take the full-size vehicle, strip it down, analyze it, and see the spatial relations we have to work with so that we can put our sculpture around it. And then it gets covered with fiberglass and other toxic chemicals, and the turnaround from concept to the finish, probably only about 1 month.
Sort of felt the future was more organic and smooth and curvy, as opposed to sharp and hard. And so the car has very much of a curvy, flowy feel to it. We sort of had a couple different periods of the cars. We had 2016 when he has this really cool
Cadillac that nobody's seen yet. That was, like $4.7 million concept car Cadillac. That's just the ultimate Cadillac, 16 cylinders.
When you get on the highway, it goes down to 4 cylinders, and it actually gets really great gas mileage.
General Motors has got quite a few vehicles on this show. That's interesting to see the future concepts.
So during the 2016 period, the cars are sort of angular, and that kind of goes along with the angles of his house, and everything is kind of sharp in his world at that point. And then as it goes into the future, things get softer, and so the design of the cars also gets softer, and the curves of his big architectural firm, everything has sort of a more organic feel to it as we kind of go along into the future.
The movie goes back and forth in time throughout Adam's character's life. So you see us at 27, you see us at Adam's birth when he is a family man, then you see me at 86. It is astounding.
How's your body feel now that you're a little bit older?
I ache everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
But life, it's been a good life.
It's good.
Good.
It's very good.
Academy Award winner Rick Baker's doing all the makeup and aging everybody up and doing some amazing stuff.
Today's the first day we do Adam in his overweight makeup.
This is a bronze.
It's made out of silicone. It's been pre-painted by Bill Corso here, and that gets glued onto his face. Around the corner here we have his fat suit. 3 hours from now, you should be stunned.
I've heard other actors talk about this process, and I always stare at the screen and go, shut up. Just put your makeup on and say your lines. But now that I went through it, I'm like, it's very difficult to concentrate and sit still that long. I'm not good at sitting still, so that sucked.
Well, one of the really interesting things about doing this movie is as well, because it's such a long span of time, I get to play the character from, I guess when she was about 18 or 19 up until she's 54, I think. And, obviously there's the whole rigmarole of the prosthetic makeup and wigs and all that business. It's 2.5, 3 hours of sitting down, which I find quite challenging anyway. And then, at the end of it, you look so much worse than you did when you walked in the door. So it can be there's a disheartening moment at the end of that.
Plus, I got acne from it pretty bad. My forehead and my cheeks broke out pretty hard, and I was reliving about 7th to 11th grade for myself. I wanted to go back to my school and have kids yell at me, try to pop them when I walk through the hallways.
You bend forward at the waist. Okay. Yeah. All right. Whoa. Excellent job.
Inches away from panicking.
Okay.
You did great. Thanks. That was f***ing crazy.
I very much feel like I kind of got out easily. I've just literally got 2 rubber cheeks and a wrinkly neck, and that's about it, really.
It was a grueling process, but yet freeing.
I'm slowly transforming. I am feeling bigger, smarter, more powerful.
When I was in the Fat Man costume, or when I was in a little older face, I felt like I wasn't myself, so I felt looser.
Yes, of course. Comb the eyebrows and make them perfect. Every which way.
When I feel like I'm me and I'm talking, I don't like it. That makeup stuff helps you get boost.
They've gone overboard at all. I mean, they're very much, you know, part of the boys' club thing, I guess, is, you know, but she still needs to look hot. So I'm sure I'll look much worse than that when I'm 54.
To do 86-year-old makeup, you have to go through makeup tests. And we went out to Rick Baker's studio out here in Los Angeles. And it takes a good 4 hours to put 12 pieces of rubber on your face that are molded to perfection, then glued to your skin.
This whole movie was just hard. I don't know if I would call any of it fun, just because these makeups are so hard to do, you know. And just watching in the tent with Dean, where we watched the corrected monitor, the scene with Adam and Kate and Sean, I was happy. You know, I was looking at it and I just thought, these look really good. You know, this is, and we pulled this off. These are tough makeups to do, and I think these look damn good. I was quite happy.
This is Adam Sandler turning slowly into a big, big man with the help of these guys, Kazoo and William. That's right. All right. See you at the finish line, everybody. Oh my God, I'm a fat guy! Look at me.
I've had experience doing overweight makeups, and in the script there was some scenes where you would see Adam's character fat, basically naked, and I said, you know, we can make a suit, but it's not going to be as good as it should be. You know, there's limits to what the materials can do. There's limits to what he's going to be able to. For us to make a suit that looks really good, it would have to all be silicone gel, and it's going to weigh 200 pounds, and he's not going to wear it. So as it was, the silicone makeup is quite heavy that he wears, and so I said, you know, anytime he's clothed, we have no problem. We can do that. We built a big suit, but it's not very heavy. It's actor friendly, basically. You know, he has these silicone hands that he wears that makes his hands and arms, you know, heavy. But what I suggested we do in the scenes where he's naked is we actually do a head replacement. I kind of pushed it off on Jim Rigel and the visual effects guys.
We're going to replace Gary's head with Adam's head in the future, where Adam is going to weigh 300 pounds. So what we're doing is we're shooting Gary, get the makeup for the 300-pound on Adam Sandler. They'd literally have to build a 300-pound suit, and Adam would have trouble carrying that around. So we're using Gary's weight with Adam's head, and the green is going to delineate where we're going to put our prosthetic head, which Rick Baker's doing.
Because duplicating the real thing like that, a heavy body like that, the way it moves, the way it folds, it's really beyond what you can do with rubber. And Gary's body is a guide for how we built the padding for Adam's clothing. And then when he's clothed as the overweight Michael.
What's going on?
He gains all his weight and then loses it. And there's this weird stomach flap scene where he has all this excess skin.
Oh, it looks like a tongue. Licking.
Would you stop flapping that thing?
It's my flap. I'll do whatever the hell I want with it.
You done?
One thing with working with Adam Sandler's company and these guys, which is really a lot of fun, is they come up with a lot of gags. We built a rig that was kind of shaped like David's face that we put in front of his chair. We shot everything with David. Then we brought the rig in and locked it off where Adam could go in and slap the heck out of David.
And you better get started. Wow, I just got a big headache.
Click is a type of film that normally doesn't have a lot of what I do in it. It's hidden effects that we're doing in here.
What's really cool about it is it's so technologically advanced now. They can kind of comp him in on the day where you can watch the take on playback with him already in. That was quite impressive. I had no idea you could do that.
Some of the more complicated shots are when we're having to put a couple of Adams together, or Christopher and Adam are in a shot and they have to disappear during the shot.
I'm going to show you some of the shots that we did for Click and some of the techniques we used for the compositing and design. Not very often do you have visual effects shots that combine motion graphics, 3D worlds, and compositing all together in one. This is a blue screen element. The glass in her glasses was a little bit difficult, and you have a little hair element down here. Take the blue out so you don't have any blue in the edges of when you pull the final key. A clean pass of the background where there's no foreground and just a lighting change. So it's used as for the strips that were going away, revealing the blue world. There's no blue screen or green screen behind them, so all of these characters needed to be rotoed. Clean plate with the actor's performance in it. And these pieces right here, you can actually see the C-stands with tapes. The on-set supervisor put them there so that you can actually see where the actors delivering the baby would be, so that the actors had eye lines to look at. Kind of the roto, so you can kind of see you have your characters. This is the blue screen pull of the actual foreground blue screen element. Anything that's white, you actually see, you're going to see material. Anything that's black, it's going to be transparent. Final picture, so you can kind of see foreground element, as you saw with the matte stripping off. Clean plate back here being stripped off, revealing the 3D world, and the characters rotoed out over the blue.
Oh, God, what did I do? Hello? How do I get you back here, pal?
Gotcha. It becomes more complicated when we're doing that in a move. And so what has to happen when we do it in a move is we have to set up computer-controlled cameras that can repeat the move many times so that we can shoot Adam as his older self and Adam as his younger self. And then with those two moves, we combine those together and we can have the two, again, reacting with one another.
This thing is the best.
By the way, your wife, absolutely gorgeous. Tight, rocking body.
You okay?
We're going to be using big 100-foot rain bars that rain in Thousand Oaks, which is it's a pretty big location. We're having to bring in a couple of 300-ton cranes.
We're now doing the scene where Michael is dying at the hospital. He's come running out of the hospital trying to track down Ben, finishing up 3 days of big rain. So we've been having to cover several hundred feet at one time. I found that it would be easier by putting the big rain rigs up into the air, that I can just pan and move around for the different shots.
And then what we had to do was change an entire block of houses into a winter wonderland. And I'm going to be blowing in about 100 tons of real crushed ice to look like it'll be real snow. So we'll do that up and down the whole street, make plowed snow banks and icicles on the house. And it's going to be quite a big challenge.
This is going to be our Newman's house in the background, where we're prepping it for later into the future, back east snowstorm. And we're putting snow blanket material, which we use as kind of a polyester material, to build out certain areas where I want the snow to look a little bit thicker and denser. And then we're also using a biodegradable snow foam on the foreground trees here, putting a little bit of snow blanket to the roof to help hide the straight edges. This is how it is now, and we'll look at it in the future.
It's February 5th, 2017. Britney Spears had her 23rd baby today. Proud father Kevin Federline says he's now considering getting a job. Also, Michael Jackson, the first man to clone himself, is now suing himself for molesting himself.
God damn it, let's go. All right, but nap time's over. Put away the boner. I have a moment to talk to the writer. Sheldon. How are you?
Seems like a hell of a guy, Sheldon.
Yeah. You don't know. You don't know the truth. Can I get my fine cooking? I told the chef about it. It's 2 pieces of toasted bread and a fried egg with cheese. Tastes to me like real Parmesan. I was late for the bar mitzvah. They didn't let me in. Apparently, they were out of yarmulkes. I didn't bring one. I got to the reception early and had some meatballs, which were perfect, delightful. Here's the gravy. Hi, how are you? I saw little Brian. He did terrific hot Torah. I told him he's gotta get laid now. He's a man. And that got me in trouble. From his mother, from his grandmother. What's happening right now? Where's my fire cooking? We have a wonderful smelling vagina. Hello? Fire cooking! We're going back to the East Bay Diner in Oceanside, Long Island, and having some pancakes with syrup. Garlic bread and regular bread. You can bring them both. Absolutely. With the baked clams. Let's go! I ordered 5 minutes ago. Let's get it out. Turkey burgers should be well. On the way. Yay! Guys shooting the movie? It's great. How long you been shooting for? Well, while we're waiting, bring in the fire truck. I just want to thank my brother Scott for lending me his hair.
Prince Habibu, I will make this happen.
What about surveillance camera in toilet to spy on girl? You promised me.
Yeah, one in every stall. How's that?
Consider it done.
You can do it.
Okay. Yes! 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 I'm stuck at a light! I'm bored out of my mind and I love it!
You're living with nothing to show for it. You get what you get when you go for it. And I'm ready to take a chance again. Ready to take the chance again with you. With you.
$10 How much worse can things get?
Oh my God, I'm a fat guy!
Look at me. Oh, what is this? I got titties. I got juicy titties. Let's see.
Hey! Where the hell am I? What are you guys doing here? And how did I become a hippo?
Hey, can we quit talking? I got some morning wood I need to burn.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, I want to see it.
No, I want to see it. Everyone's gonna get a chance.
Hey, Mr. Newman, did you watch Pedro pitch last night?
I told you I'm a Yankees fan, Roy.
Oh, whoa, I gotta go. Yankees 2.